thing did happen in college. One time towards the end, I think it was probably towards the end of like the second half of her college, she brought home this guy named Scott. He was from Illinois. He was a Bears fan. He liked Star Wars. He was a marathon runner. Yeah, he ran in the Boston Marathon. He wasn't a golfer, though. But she brings him home, and we're kind of, hey, who's this guy? But we just saw how good he was to her, and how he treated her so great, and what a great partnership they had.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
You look so good.
I remember asking my mom when I was very young who her best friend was, and she responded very easily, "It's your dad." And at that time I was very confused. How could my dad be her best friend? Wasn't he her husband? It now makes total sense. Scott, you are my best friend, and really the only person I can spend unlimited amounts of time with. You know me better than anyone else, and you still like to spend time with me despite that.
Knowing that I was certainly making mistakes and maybe letting people down along the way was terrifying. I would wonder who could possibly ever love this patchwork that I had made. But people would, and people did. And then eventually, on some ordinary but fateful snowy day in Madison, Wisconsin, I found you, and everything shifted.
Scotty and Lauren had just been dating for a few months at the time. And Tammy and I, we love Italy. So we were planning, we were going to go visit during the end of his studying abroad there that summer. And we brought Lauren with. So Tammy and I had the pleasure of observing Scotty and Lauren in a young relationship, seeing how they would work together, seeing the things they would do together, and just seeing that there was, it became apparent to me at the time that there was something very real there.
It's clear that they elevate each other and everyone around them. So I think all of us here today would agree that you two are people we greatly admire and appreciate. And I'm so happy to be able to say you are two of my very best friends. And so from my perspective, it was always obvious this day would come. You know, it might have been a lucky swipe that brought you together initially, but making it through the college and long distance years together and finding success with your big move to Austin, to that I say there is no such thing as luck, because I know that same deep admiration and appreciation exists between you, making each of you want to keep the other close, and is the driving force behind your enduring companionship and supreme friendship.
We've joked that getting married isn't really changing much about our life or our relationship, and that's one of my favorite parts about today. Today gets to be not just a celebration of our new adventure of marriage, but also a celebration of the life that we've built together that I'm so proud of.
I met the woman I'd go on to love more than I could possibly comprehend at that time. Over time and experience, I have come to know you, Lauren. You are discerning, kind-hearted, and filled with compassion.
I'm looking forward to finally kind of having a more sentimental title for Lauren. For the past 7.5 years, she's been my brother's girlfriend, my brother's fiance, and now she's my sister-in-law, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't really feel like I need the in-law part that much.
I vow to be your partner and equal in all things, and to never keep score, even when I'm clearly winning.
You make me feel like the person I've always been trying to be. You, in a way that no one else can, make me feel like me.
Being the baby, I kind of got all the short end of the sticks when it came to pranking and teasing growing up, and there's one certain time that I kind of want to talk about. So, the majority of the time it was them grouping up on me, but I always believed that Scott was the mastermind behind the plans. And there's one time, the one time that sticks out the most is when we were in Arkansas, roughly 10-ish years ago, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was being wrapped in some sort of plastic. And so I had thought it was like a nightmare or anything, and then I woke up in the morning and the inexplicable happened. All of my possessions were wrapped in saran wrap.
I promise that in good times and in hard, I will look after you and be your partner throughout all of it. And I promise I will do all of these things, holding you close until I take my last final breath in this world, knowing that I've lived a good, full life because I've lived it with you.
And I'm looking forward to all of us here tonight to help them start off some new memories as husband and wife, as partners. And I just want to say how wonderful it is to have Lauren in our family, to have the Dawsons in our family. I couldn't ask for a better partner for Scotty. She's everything that I want a daughter to be. And I'm sorry, I'm a babbler.
Marriage, I think you'll find, requires the very same dedication and compassion you show your students daily, and of course, you can always put Scott in detention. Both parties share a marathon mentality, putting one foot in front of the other and looking for the next step that they can take towards a shared goal. So all of this leads me to believe that the absolute most important step you can take in marriage is always the next one, and the next, and the next. So, Scott and Lauren, the love and joy I see you bringing one another, paired with your astounding intelligence, passion, and commitment, mean that you have a long and happy married life ahead of you, and I am so honored to be your friend and to be cheering you on at mile marker 1 of your marathon.
Lauren, do you take Scott to be your husband? Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect him, forsaking all others, and holding only unto him forevermore?
I do.
And Scott, do you take Lauren to be your wife? Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect her, forsaking all others, and holding only unto her forevermore?
I do.
By the power vested in me by the state of Wisconsin, it is my honor and joy to pronounce you husband and wife. You may now share your first kiss in marriage.
I saw you standing there, sandy blonde hair, the way it came tumbling down, just like a waterfall. And if you need a light, I'll be a match to your candle, my darling. I'm ready to burst into flames for you. I was just coasting till we met. You remind me just how good it can get. Well, I've been on fire, dreaming of you. Tell me you don't, but it feels like you do. Looking like that, you'll open some wounds.
Little ditty by Scott and Lauren, 2 Wisconsin Badgers studying in Madison. Lauren was singing in pitches and notes, and Scott was drinking, pouring beers down his throat.
Met on Tinder back when it was cool, and stayed together all throughout the rest of school. They saw each other up in Italy, then moved down to the Windy City. Oh yeah, life goes on long after you're working at Capital One. Oh yeah, life goes on long after you're working at Capital One.
What am I? 8 years later, they've tied the knot. Even moved to Austin, even though it's freaking hot. Got a little dog named Wally. And he's got it pretty good as far as we can see.
Oh yeah, life goes on even after you buy a Peloton. Oh yeah, life goes on even after you buy a Peloton. Gonna let it rock, gonna let it roll, gonna throw out a bone to Ontario. Now come together with our family and friends. Let's raise a glass for Scott and Lauren. Little ditty by Scott and Lauren, a married couple doing the best they can.